عليكم السلام. دكتور محمد، السلام عليكم. دكتور سامعني؟ لو سامعني يا دكتور توقع خلاص. Hello, today we gonna continue what we had started before at our period class. Today we will talk about module 3, the integration management, and it will be change control. In the last session explained that we had started our program and our plan with initiating cycle. That initiating cycle had been assured that we have to authorize very well the project and in order to take all of the approval needed in order to start with that project and to go ahead with the plan. After that, you have to start with the plan and to set the roadmap or the tactics, the strategy, the resources, whatever needed in order to have all of your plan to go on the right way. And after you had finished with that stage, you have to go with the executing stage. That stage had lots of tactics which needed in order to have all of the work done according to the system, according to the tactic, according to the standards, and the code needed for the benefits of success. After we had finished that stage with the example which we had gave before, we have to go with a monitoring and controlling stage. That monitoring and controlling stage, which is very important, you have to track your work, make a modification, whatever action, in order to go ahead with your project, which is very important. And you have to know that delay means time. So you have to understand that delay means time and cost, which will be against your success. So you have to go very well monitoring the progress, enhancing all of your progress, improvement, all of such things, and to increase your control effect on the project. And finally, we are closing and we are reaching the last stage. And that last stage is very important for us to have the learning lessons from what we gained from that project. All of the outcomes should be presented, should be reviewed, and we presented to the right audience or the users which we planned before to use it on the right way. If we are speaking about the integration management, that means you are working with other parts of the organization, cooperation, to have a mutual language between you and other managers in the company in order to have your success and to gain the project on the right way. So we do have project charter and project plan and also to change the control mode of your work. While we speak about the four, it has all of the scope management requirement and all of the definition and WBS plus the verification. At the end, we have the module 5, which have the time management and activity sequencing and Gantt chart. We are using Gantt chart and CPM charts, whatever, to put it on the schedule and to have all things on the right way. Finally, we reach the cost number module number 6. We have it as a cost. We have to review our cost, not to increase the cost. We have budgeting and we monitoring the payment, review resources. We do have alternatives. In fact, we do have that alternatives, and we use whatever suitable for our work, and we choose the proper material. We cannot choose any material that will affect the quality of the project. So we do have what we call it cost control and the cost estimation cycle, which we will speak further on the next sessions. Here we do have quality management and planning, assuring and controlling. And here finally we have to work with HR because HR, they are the capital of the staff that will work with me in order to achieve the goals which we are planning for. Here it's risk management. We had summarized before. We are working with risk management. We will discuss in the next sessions, inshallah, all of the details relating about that type of administration, which is very important, how you will analyze, how you will work with that, and how you will handle all of such things on a proper way. And if we reach that stage, we have here communication. That communication very important between you and the stakeholders. You have to establish that communication. We do have internal stakeholders. We do have outside stakeholders. Internal stakeholders within the company. They are within the company. We have to cooperate with them, exchange information, exchange idea, maybe change resources in order to gain the powerful success which we are planning for. And if we speak about the stakeholders external, we have also other governmental institutions. They will look at my project. Maybe they will supervise, maybe they will investigate some materials at my project according to a specific information. Maybe they will look at my final product, like what's going on with Google and other companies. They are following the Google privacy data protocol in order to keep the privacy of the users in a safe hand. So we are speaking with the tax authority. They should look at my project. They should be look at my project and to be sure that we are following the proper instructions and we are not far from the standards of the tax authority policy that will guarantee that financial report will reflect the actual work and they are not fabricated or they are not played with other parties. If we have here reached here, we will have lots of cases and lots of case studies about our work. We will now go ahead with a very short movie, and after that, we will continue the presentation here. We will have now a movie, or before we look at the movie, we will have some tips for us about how you will obtain your proposal should be in a good way. We should have some criteria, and this criteria is very important for us in order to have the success which we are seeking for. As we can see here, while we are trying and selecting a grant for any research, we are talking now about writing a research grant proposal. We have to think very well, will we obtaining that grant in order to support us? Yeah, because we know very well lots of things at our work should be supported. So while we are working at that project, we have to be sure that working with that project needs us to have all of the criteria that will help us to gain the success which we are planning for. So, as I had mentioned, here you will have an example about the Gantt chart. That Gantt chart will help us to have all of the success which we are seeking. So Gantt means you are monitoring your work, you are following your work, and you are putting that work into agenda. That agenda will help you to gain the any gap that may occur, and in order to make any correction for that project. Now we go further about one of the topic which we gonna discuss about the project management as a science. That project management as a science have been lots of things that happen and assured that cycle of work. While we are talking about that, we have to know that lots of activities have been different now in our life, not like before. And now things have been changed. So if we are looking about the history of the project management and the practices and how to convert that work into a very well professional cycle, we have to look at lots of things that have been changed. If we are looking about the career itself and the career job description, lots of things have been changed. So we need lots of different requirements. That requirements will be reflected on the project quality. So if we are looking as stakeholders or the owners of a company, we would like our project to be completed, to be finalized. On the other hand, for the project management manager, he needs to finalize his work on a proper way. Here, we have to think very well about lots of money, lots of things will be invested, will be paid, and you cannot change what you had paid. But you have to pay the bill for this if you are not correct. You have to be on a proper line in order to be assured that the money you had been paid on a proper way, and you did not lost this money for nothing, and you are working on a right stage, and the rest of that budget is in a minimum range or a minimum rate. Here we can think about the plan, uh, the plan which is very important for us. We will discuss some issues about planning, communication, and delivery of results, and monetary risks, and how you will manage that resources. It's very important that you are managing your resources, keeping them in a store in a proper way, rather than you will lose lots of things. We had seen at many infrastructure project, the real estates, we had seen lots of bad practices for the resources, and it had been lost or had been damaged. So you have to think about these 5 stages in a proper way. While we are looking at that, we have to know that we are working in a very important sector. That sector is the industry sector. That sector has lots of competition, has lots of characters, and had lots of things to be followed and to be learned. We have lots of parties. We have to look about them. The first one is a business owner. They have lots of demands. They want to be assured that you had completed your project on the right time. They want to be assured that you did not exceed the budget which we had planned before. They are planning that that project should be had a good image and the brand name of the company on a right way. On the other side, if we are looking at agriculture and natural resources, these types of projects, they are different and they need different things to be done. On the other side, we do have arts and media and entertainment. Arts and media, different. These types are completely different than other types of. They depends about quality. Maybe you have to change brand name, registration, many things, and owners' rights, maybe lots of. So, if you are working on such project, they have different specific criteria, and you have to follow the rules of that system. Other field also of projects, building, trades, and construction, which we call it sometimes real estate. While you are working about that, building, trades, and construction or real estate, which is completely different than other types of projects, according to the type, you have a specific criteria and you have to obey some rules. In that building, it depends about the location, it depends about the code of the quality of that area. If you are building a small building, you have a specific rule. If you are having a big ones, it depends about the location. If you are working in Dubai, it's different than if you are working in Africa, for example. So it depends about the location. Here, another field of projects about energy and utilities. Energy, it has lots of things, oils, gas, and also utilities. It has lots of very important fields to support that field on the right time. It has a specific character and safety rules also. Other field, it's engineering and design. Engineering and design, it depends about the rules of the designing and the system of the engineer factor. Other field of the industry, it's a fashion. And finally, we are having finance. But they are different. In finance, it has lots of fields also. In that, we do have lots of fields and industry sectors like health also and human services. We are supporting the health of the people. We are presenting for them higher quality of health and safety programs to enhance their health, to support them. While we do have other types of project, hospitality, tourism, and recreation, plus manufacturing and product development. Some companies, they are working about the development, about the product, changing the the product containers and the quality and the types, and maybe they add options about education is one of the sectors also of the project. It contains schools, training centers, whatever, lots of things in that field, university, lots of things. Public service, the places that will have all of the services that the people used to have in their area, and retail and wholesale trade. We are also having that type in the project, right? Retail and wholesale trade, which is very important, and transportation, and finally, information technology. These are examples about the industry sectors and how all of these things had been worked together in order to increase the work type and to be special at specific field. Some contractors or some companies, they are special about one field, like education, like health. It depends about what project you gonna work at, and these things very important to be followed and to be reviewed, because if you are monitoring these things, you have to know that this type of work and all of these things very important for you to know that the type of the work will affect the quality of the outcome you will have at the end. Now, if we speak about the history of the project management which we had assured, we have to know that lots of methodology had been speaking about that, and during the 19th century and 20th century, lots of things, but the implication of Frederick Taylor, that good scientific management man, had been recorded, and it had lots of giant factors and giant remarkable outcomes on that process of project management. And the charts of Henry Gant, which had been made in that type, had separated the work and had defined very well the authority and the responsibility of the work, and had a clear-cut definition about that work. While we are speaking about the history of that work, we have to know that lots of things had been changed, and lots of remarkable points had been assured, and we had the outcomes of the CPM and PERT. That methodology had been the important signals and important high marks of that concept, which had helped us during the project management implications in order to be more professional, and it had created lots of success when they had been followed. And today in our life, we are working with that PMP and CPM or whatever in order to have all of that work on the last edition, if we agree to mention that. And it has increased the scale of work. It has increased and separated the quality of the standardizations of the work. It has also worked and had implications about different types. They will not work generally, but as I had mentioned before, they had some instructions at each sector of work. Like if you are working in a history, in a health company, you have a different type of work rather than if you are working on education project. If you are working in a real estate, it has a different. If you are working in a manufacturing company, it depends about the sector of the work, and it has developed lots of implications for that work will help you and will increase the quality of the most important point for that. We have guide for everything now, and we have lots of uh, instructions. That detailed instructions had helped lots and thousands of projects to have the success and the significant success they are seeking for. So if we are having a final or a whole picture of that history of the project management science and the implications and how these things had been worked in order to achieve the goals which we had planned or which we put, how you will modify the plan, how will be applied at different types of careers, different types, sectors of work. So it depends about your success, and it depends about the project management and the methodology which you're gonna use in order to be evolved in that work and to have all of the contribution factors of the success on a high quality way, and you will have that work and its practices on the right stage or on the right way. We have lots of these implications at all careers, as I had explained before, and it has some requirement from the human they are working in that field. They should follow and they should obey in order to achieve what they are seeking for. And also, we have a general standards for all industries, while we have the methodology and the strategy that has more powerful tools like joint tools, CPM, network diagrams, whatever. These all computer application, handy systems, scientific management, all of these things will help us in order to assure that we are working on the place of success or working on the right road to that success or that quality which we are seeking, and also had supported the project management very well to have all of the work they are planning to. Now I will طبعا be happy if you are sending for me any questions about what I had explained here, and at any time you can send it to the training department, and training department will revert that question for me. And now we have to go further about the project management itself. We have to look in depth about that project management. and how I will work in that project management on the right way in order to have my project well. The first stage, you have to define very well what is your project. What is your project factors of success, which is very important. So while we are defining very well the project and what we are working at, we have to know that we are having that project working, and that project should be have all of the factors of success. Also, while we are defining that success factors, you have to know that you have a project constraints. You have to get and focus on your project. And while you are doing that, you have not to forget that you are working on a specific environment, and that specific environment have a specific criteria, and that criteria will have different part of work that will help you and enhance the quality of work. So we will define our project, and we have to put all of the elements of the success that should be different. If you are going to have a special product, that product should be a unique. That product should be different than other products, or you will be in a very bad situation according to the competition scale. So we have to think about the service and the product, and these things should be very special for the people at work. And while we are doing that, we have to think about what we had assured before. We have to be specific and measurable and achievable and relevant to the product, and also with the time bound. So what we call it the smart strategy or the smart goals. While we are designing that, we are committed about the time limit, and that time limit will help us in order to have that project and to guarantee that we had on that time, on that date, the outcomes which we planned. Or we're gonna run and loop and run and loop on a cycle, and we will not achieve anything. At the end, when the project ends, we must have the objectives, and these objectives should be achieved, or it should be done or in a higher percentage. And if we do have a gap, we have to correct that gap and to enhance the project in order to solve any problem. Why we are saying our service or product, they are unique? Why we are saying this? If we are saying our project, they are unique, our project, they are different, we have to know that if we are mentioning that, we have to know that presenting a high quality product, the customer want to buy and the customer wanted to use will be the goal which we are seeking for. Also, we have to know that sometimes we have to modify current product. Sometimes we have to enhance another product. Sometimes we go further with other types of products. So while we are doing that, we have to think very well about the services and the brands and the attitude of the customer, their mentality, what is their expectations about the product, and you have to well design and complete all of the requirement the customer wanted to buy at the end. We have also to think that we do have a time limit for any project, starting point and ending, what we call it the last station. Sometimes some people they don't have that limit well designed. At the end of the project, you have lots of challenges, you will have lots of problems if you are not designing that. So, if you are using your resources, your human resources, human tangible materials, machines, whatever, and you have to put a limit for the usage and the time to finalize the project. If we are, for example, in a ready state, we have a limit for each stage at work. So each stage at work should be well managed and timely managed with a date. And you have to see that particular objectives have been achieved, or that particular achievement had been done. What will be the quality? Maybe sometimes they had achieved what we had planned, but sometimes they didn't achieve that in a quality, and the quality control will come and make a problem for me. So simply, you have to make the right way to have that work done on a right quality, and you have to manage the activity time plan, ongoing activity during that project. So we have to be specific. On the other time, on the other hand, we have to think about this work. You can do it, or you cannot do it with the current resources and current human resources. We have to think very well about the objectives. We have to think very well about the outcomes. You have to think about the time limit. Is it suitable? Is it short? Is it longer? All of such things, and also the objectives, if it had been done or not done according to the resources or the specific resources which you had presented for the people working at that project. So if we are looking about any success, we have to know that that success and that project success, it depends about many factors. It depends about the quality of the material which you are using. It depends about the time bond which you had bond, about the quality of the experience of the staff who are working in that project, and also about many factors that related about the design, about the promises that had been established, and at the end, you are committed about that time plan which you had authorized and approved. So you have to review it very well before it had been authorized. At the end of our session today, we have to think about that customer we are presenting for him or for her, that surface, that quality, or that brand we are making. We have to think about the expectations of that client. If we met that expectations, if we didn't that expectation, we are far or near about that expectation. So we have to think very well if we manage very well to satisfy that customer, and we are now happy about what we done, and we are working now about enhancement and to go further about higher standards of quality. It was all of what we are gonna explain today, and inshallah, for the next session, we gonna move further about the group work, how we will establish the group work, and how that group work will be more effective. That criteria we will work with, and how we will see how we will handle such things. If you have any questions or any requirement, you can ask the training department, or you can send me message about it. Wish you all the best and see you on the next session, inshallah, and goodbye.